Using Google Stitch, I'm generating fully functional app interfaces from just a simple description in seconds. No manual coding, no complex setup, just instant UI magic. Google Stitch now comes with a massive 100 generation limit in experimental mode, translation in 30 plus languages, and the brand new Canvas feature that lets you build multiple user flows at once. I'll take you through it step by step. Let's get started. Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to chat about some exciting updates to Google Stitch. Now, I must say, there's been quite a buzz recently, and while Google hasn't released a detailed changelog, they did share a major change on Twitter. Being an avid user myself, I've noticed numerous smaller enhancements as well. That's why I thought it would be great to discuss all these updates, because trust me, it's really much better now. So let me give you a bit of background. If you're not familiar with Google Stitch, it actually started as an independent company called Galileo. Then Google acquired it and transformed it into what we now know as Google Stitch. This fabulous AI design tool enables you to create UI designs and export them as images, code, or whatever suits your needs. You can even import your Figma designs and build something truly marvelous. Now let's focus on those updates. One significant change is that the experimental mode limit has been increased to 100 generations. That's fantastic, and yes, it's completely free. So having such generous limits is always a plus. They've also introduced the 2.5 Pro model in experimental mode, which comes with translation support for over 30 countries. Plus, you'll notice enhanced generation consistency and quality, along with a sleek, polished UI throughout the entire product. And yes, there are also some smaller updates that I'll highlight as we demo it. One of the standout new features is called Canvas. This brilliant addition allows you to generate multiple designs for your entire user flow all at once. This means it can now really replace what you would typically do in Figma, where you'd create a bunch of designs for user lifecycle and then check their consistency. With Stitch, you can now create all those user flow screens at once, arrange them, and manage everything with ease. So let's jump into it and explore together. This is the interface of Stitch. On the left side, you'll see examples and previous designs you've made, and right in the center, there's the prompt box. You'll have two modes here, standard and experimental. Generally, the standard mode uses a fine-tuned version of Flash, while the experimental variant takes advantage of the Pro model. One of the perks of the Pro model is that you can attach designs from Figma for cloning, but the standard mode doesn't allow that. Now keep in mind that the experimental option may be slightly slower, while the standard mode certainly offers a quicker experience. My advice: use standard when you're not planning to utilize multimodal input or external designs. There's also now a settings option where you can turn off model training and other features if privacy is a concern for you. Alright then, let's create something. I'm going to ask Stitch to whip up a simple game tracker app design, complete with authentication, a review ad screen, a calendar view, and everything else I need. I'll be using the experimental model here. As you can see, it will ask if I want to design all the screens at once. How convenient. So let's go ahead and request that, and voila, it starts building. This is impressively fast, especially considering how high quality the designs are. It's markedly improved compared to previous versions, and even the experimental option is quicker than before. Honestly, I'm really enjoying the design process with it, and look at that. In just a moment, all the designs appear. Absolutely fantastic. It even generates assets and images, making the design feel more lifelike instead of just using placeholders. Admittedly, it would be incredible if it could search for real images, but I think this is still pretty brilliant. Now here's another fantastic update. You can move these designs around. This wasn't possible before, but now if you want to switch something's place, you can do that, and the AI will remember the changes you've made. Additionally, it now provides follow-up prompts, allowing you to take the designs further. For instance, I see a prompt asking me to expand on this design, and with a simple click, it goes ahead and does just that. Isn't that wonderful? You could potentially add numerous designs with ease. Speaking of new features, let's not overlook the improved tooltip bar. It's much smoother now, compared to before. You can even access a full screen view and export your designs into HTML, which is quite handy for using as components. The tool uses Tailwind, so integrating it into your projects with minimal design changes should be straightforward. It would be the cherry on top if direct export to React code was available, but alas, that feature isn't quite there yet. Another noteworthy addition is the ability to download your design directly. You can get both the code and the images. How useful is that? Since we are in experimental mode, we can tweak the colors, but if we were using standard mode, that would have been a breeze too. A bit of a shame, but it's still a great feature. Lastly, you can select any page and simply request edits. Just let it do its magic and it will adjust the design precisely as you want. Honestly, it's remarkably good. And there you have it. These updates to Google Stitch are certainly impressive, and I can't wait to see how you all use them in your projects. Don't forget to check out my other videos where I take you through more AI tools and technologies. Until next time, happy designing